So just recently, like this past week, I've been trying to pick up Python, trying to learn Python. This would be, I say, like the first actual project that I made. I'm gonna show you guys two projects that I made. Maybe show you guys some other scripts. So this is TicTacToe. So it's fully functioning TicTacToe in the command prompt. So yeah, welcome to the TicTacToe game. Press any key to play. So if you go to 1, it's gonna go over here. If you go 2, it goes right there, and so on, so on. Provided if you press help, it shows you which numbers. So yeah, I mean, it's really simple. This is, I'd say, my first actual project in Python. You know, fully functioning TicTacToe. I'm honestly really proud of this. You know, I made this completely on my own. So scratch is a tie game. That's what happens when it's a tie game, and then you can continue playing if you want to. Then if player X wants to win, player X just won. Player X won the game. So I guess I'll kind of quickly go over how I did this. So I got a class board. With the classes, not gonna lie, I wanted to do this like object oriented, I guess, but I kind of just made this class like the everything class, not really a board class. It's just like everything. So kind of failed with that, but we got display. This just displays. This just prints out the board. You know, you got these. That prints out a variable. They got that in Java. I don't remember what they're called, but they're pretty useful. And that's just the empty space. Show help board. This is gonna show like whenever you type in help, shows all the numbers so that the user knows which numbers to type in for each spot on the board. Clear board, clears board, add to board. So yeah, that there's a bunch of different functions. Check winner. So I know that there's definitely easier ways to do it, but I mean, it's TicTacToe. It's not really too complicated. But I checked the winners. I just went through every single permutation, every single way that someone could win in TicTacToe. I just wrote if, then return true. Else, it just goes all the way down here and returns false. Yeah. There's actually only 8 ways to win TicTacToe. I want to figure out a way to do that easier, but I don't know. Maybe like there's probably some sort of algorithm that you can do to make that happen, to check there's 3 in a row, but I just did that. So I guess I'll run over this. So this is the list that has all the different elements on the board. And if it's a tie, then none of the different elements should be blank like this. So then you could just, to check if it's a tie, then you could just go through every single element in the grid, and you should be able to determine if it's a tie. So now I just got the main loop, so just going through everything. So I actually use an enumerated type. Well, fancy. I don't know. That's probably not fancy, but using the enumerated type to run through the different players. So actually, you go over here and you do that. Now you have X, O, and you also have P. You have 3 different players. Not really a point to that, but it shows you why enumeration can be useful. So this for loop flips through the different players. So then while loop, this is just the game loop. I gotta try it, except, which I never used before this. Then this just goes through all the logic of the game. Then I got the game loop. So yeah, this project's really simple, but it was really fun to do. It really taught me a lot about Python syntax. was good, and I really enjoy the Python syntax. But so this actually was the first thing I made in Python. Like I said, I started Python about like a week ago, I'd say. Started using it, learning some of the syntax and learning some things about it. So this was actually a project that I made in Java for my Java class, and I just converted it to Python. So I'll open it up actually. Open up Eclipse. Probably got it up still. We were forced to use different classes for it. It's the intro programming class, but so we had to use different classes, when you really didn't need to. That's one thing. Atom, I fucking love Atom. I shouldn't say, but I love Atom. Like, Atom is so nice. This text editor, literally, it's the best thing. Like, it's my new favorite text editor. Eclipse sucks. I guess Eclipse is good with Java. So yeah, this actually is it. So I got, like, look how many lines of code this is. This is just the main class, and then we got all the different object classes. This is the same program, but if you look at Python, just did it in 50 lines of code. Python, that's one way to show you how nice Python is to use. This one thing to show you. I guess I should probably run it. So it's just basically just shows a random country, and then you to enter the capital. Or it could give you a capital, and then you just gotta type the country. So yeah, that's it. That's the whole program. You go over this, then it shows you how many you got correct, how many you got incorrect. So if you're coming from another language, or even just like basic understanding, then I'd recommend like taking something that you coded in that language and doing it again in Python if you want to learn Python. So like I said, I'm still learning. I'm absolutely a beginner. Now I also got this one which I made, which is a password. So I just wanted to work with file writing. It's another program that I made. It's really simple. Type A to set new password. So then it actually saves that password. So it actually saved that password over there. So yeah. Type B to log in using password. Enter your password. Correct password. Oh yeah, and I forgot I did that. I completely forgot I did that. Yeah, I just made it redirect to this code, the country quiz. So you got a password to enter your quiz, I guess. Cool idea. So to do that, I did this, which I basically just Stack Overflowed it. I really don't. I don't know. I was told that you shouldn't open files this way. It's kind of hackery, but it works, and I'm not doing anything with this project. So yeah, I probably won't do that again. But yeah, that's basically this project. So now into the one that I'm proud of, that I specifically made this video for. So I made Connect 4 in Python using Pygame. So fully functioning Connect 4. Let's go ahead and win the game. It even shows you which chips you use to win the game. So I just want to preface this by saying I did most of this code by myself, like completely on my own. But there was this YouTube series, what's his name? Keith Gallus, I think that's his YouTube channel. He has a series making Connect 4 in Python. So I was already working on this project, then I was having troubles with it when I was trying to do the win condition, check win conditions. That's where I ran into the most troubles. And I saw his videos, and that really helped me. And then I also saw he did a GUI for it, so I thought, hey, I might as well, try and do a GUI, because originally I had this in a text editor. I can show you this too. So it's basically the whole program fully functioning in the command prompt. So the 1s represent player 1, the 2s represent player 2, and the 0s represent empty parts of the board. And you can let's go ahead and win the game too. So this code, yeah, winner, because we got a right there, but we got a vertical right there. So this one in the command prompt, this code is a lot cleaner, I'd say. I mean, with this one, like I said, with the TicTacToe game where I had the class board in the TicTacToe game, I had class grid in this game, and it kind of turned into an everything class, especially for the one with the GUI, and that's not how it should be set up, but oh well. I guess, yeah, it's still learning. That's my excuse. But yeah, this one's a lot easier to read in the text editor, but the GUI version gets really complicated, because I don't know, Pygame's just really annoying to use in my opinion. I don't know. It's just, I've dabbled in Unity, and that one's a lot cleaner, that program. Obviously it's a whole game engine. Pygame's just a module for Python, but yeah, it's just weird to use, because you gotta, all this, like, I'll show you guys this. I have a long ass line, like all these lines where I'm drawing, especially drawing this polygon. This is for the diagonal win. Like, it's so long that Adam stopped highlighting the different parts of the code. So that's probably not best, but yeah. So that's what, like, if I were to go back and read this, like, I'd say like a month from now, I would not understand this at all. What I was doing, I was just kind of doing like trial and error with trying to make sure that the rectangles were aligned correctly. So it's just like definitely better ways to do this, at least for the GUI. And just this whole program in general is kind of spaghetti code, kind of all over the place, but it works, and I'm still proud of it, because it's cool. It just made Connect 4, But yeah, so like I was saying, when I saw his videos on the Pygame stuff, that really, like, I followed the video for all the Pygame stuff, because I never used Pygame before. Learning a whole new module, so I just like kind of followed him. Still wanted to do my own thing, because I feel like that's the best way to learn, if you make sure you do your own thing. But like all this idea for dot mouse button down, dot mouse motion, dot key down, like I got that from him. I guess that's the way you're supposed to do things in using Pygame, but yeah. So I feel like it's gonna be really hard for me to just go in and explain things without like this video just going to an unreasonably long length, but I'll try and explain like some of the cool things, the more challenging things. So like I was saying with the wind conditions, so I'll explain this a little bit. This was something I was having a lot of trouble with, just trying to wrap my head around the right way to go about this problem. So I think I got this. Actually. I still got this up. So like, well, let's go back to the program first before I pull that up. If you think about it, these three columns cannot start a win horizontal, only this one. So in my code, I only had to check these 4 columns if the next 3 columns after that also had the same type of chip, if you understand what I'm saying. So that probably made no sense. That probably made no sense, but so only, you see how there's 4 in a row right there. So there can also be 4 in a row starting from right here, this one, to right there, or right here to right there, or right here to right there, but not right here to right. You see what I'm saying? So with that in mind, you can use that to limit the amount of checking you have to do, I guess. For the horizontals, it only checks the wind conditions on this row, on the row that was just placed. That's the only ones that it checks. Or for vertical ones, it only checks the wind conditions for the column that was just placed. But for the diagonals, that's where I had a lot of trouble. The diagonal, I went about it the same way. You know, I had to look up some stuff, but I went about it the same way and thinking which blocks can initiate a wind condition. So for a positive slope wind, it'd be, pull this up, it'd be these blocks. So I'd check this row, or this. Let's use that. So because for a positive slope, only these blocks can initiate diagonal winds. So then all you gotta check is this one, this one, this one, and this one. Then do it again for this one, for this one, and so on and so forth till you get to this one. Then those are the only ones that can initiate a positive slope diagonal wind. Those are the ones that you have to check in the for loop. Now, with that in mind, actually coding this logic was a lot more difficult than the vertical or horizontal wind conditions. I actually just went about check every single different possibility of the ones I just outlined, because I just couldn't figure out how to do it just using the ones that were just placed, because I'd run into issues like I'll pull this up again. I'd have one right there, I'd have one right there, and I'd have one right there, but the code would, and I'd place this one, but the code would check only this one, and this one. So it would not, the code would not detect that this player just won the game, because it's only checking these ones right next to it. Because of that, I had to just make the code check every single different possibility. Definitely not the most efficient way. It's Connect 4, so it's not too crazy. There's not that many combinations, but you know, I want to learn a way to where I don't have to check every single row. So that might be something I want to implement later on, but for now, I'm just keep it like this. Actually coding all that logic was kind of difficult for me. You know, for someone who's been programming a lot, they probably would find that really easy, really simple, but that was difficult, just wrapping my head around how to set up these for loops and these conditional statements. So all the other coding stuff is like, it's just a lot of time consuming pixel stuff that you got to deal with when you're working with Pygame, like all this -5 radius stuff. You know, I got, like I said, like look at this. If I zoom out, look at how long this line of code is. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's so long. It's one line, but this one is actually me drawing the diagonal boxes whenever someone wins the game, and that was a bitch to figure out. I swear it took me like 30 minutes just for this one line. I was getting so pissed. I had a lot of fun making this. I definitely want to do more Python projects. Python's a really fun language to work in. It's just everything's so simple. It's so nice. The language is just like, it's just such a good language in my opinion. I'm a big fan of Python now, you know. Yeah, I think that's most of what I wanted to talk about in this game, or this video. Just some of the projects that I've been working on, or programs that I've made ever since I started working in Python about like a week ago. I'll leave GitHub links. I'll probably make one for the TicTacToe and Connect 4 game. The other ones I'm just gonna not even worry about that, but I'll put up a GitHub link, repository link for both those. So yeah, I think that's it. Quality on this webcam is so good. I'm actually using my phone. I don't know if I said that, but you probably see the watermark on it, but I don't care. It's just really good quality, and it's nice to use. Yeah, that's the video. I'll see you guys.